Lisa Fernandez, political consultant and vice president at Resolute Consulting. Christine Jones, a former Republican candidate for governor and former top executive at GoDaddy, and political analyst Chris Hurstum. So, what happened in Alabama puts a big spotlight on Arizona next year. Doug Jones' victory there means Republicans will have just a one-vote majority in the U.S. Senate once he is seated. In Republican-held seats around the country, Arizona and Nevada are rated as the only two likely pickups for Democrats. So, Lisa Fernandez, you're on the D side. What are Alabama's lessons for Arizona Democrats?
Well, I think that Alabama taught us a lot. Voter turnout is important. Democrats are engaged and they are excited, and I think that is going to translate here in Arizona as well. The path to the Senate for Democrats could truly be through Arizona, and I think there's a real opportunity to pick up that seat. Okay, so Chris, we kind of need a traffic cop for what's going on in the one Senate seat we have open right now. Jeff Flake is retiring. Kelly Ward is the declared candidate. Martha McSally is sort of in there or not, we don't know. What's Alabama's impact on that race, given that Kelly Ward is supported by Steve Bannon, who's supported Roy Moore? Heck of a job
I
there,
just
Steve.
think that the whole Alabama experience and how it may percolate here in Arizona makes Kyrsten Sinema just that much more of in my opinion, a sure thing to win Flake's Senate seat. I think Sinema is in great shape. And I think there's a reason why McSally is hesitating and hasn't jumped in yet. And it's a sad reason, frankly, and it involves our other U.S. Senator, John McCain, who is courageously fighting brain cancer. But the rumors have spread quite a bit in D.C. that McCain may resign sooner rather than later. And I've got to tell you, behind the scenes, what I am hearing on the Republican side is that Matt Salmon and Martha McSally are both interested in a gubernatorial appointment to McCain's seat if he resigns. And that's why McSally hasn't jumped into the Flake race yet, because she'd rather have it handed to her on a silver platter through an appointment, but that the Matt Salmon folks, that is supported heavily by the conservative element, the Koch brothers, etc., wants it very bad as well. But here's the interesting part in my view, the Democrats. I'm told that astronaut Mark Kelly, Gabby Gifford's husband, is seriously considering jumping in to a McCain Senate race if he resigns. And if that happens, to see a Sinema Mark Kelly ticket, in a sense, for two open seats, the Democrats will be in very good shape.
Okay, so you've jumped ahead to the McCain seat, which we're going to get to in a little bit.
They're linked with McSally.
They are linked. I just want. So here's the way it works, folks. If John McCain resigns, leaves the Senate sometime in the next few months, Governor Doug Ducey would make an appointment to fill that seat. There would be a second Senate election on the ballot next November for that seat. Whoever he appointed would have to serve until August, November, and then stand for election.
The Democrats would basically be pouring in tons of national money, running Sinema and potentially a Mark Kelly.
Let's get Christina on this. Okay. I'll let you choose. You want to talk about the Flake seat or the McCain seat here? Because the Flake seat's kind of interesting, because Kelly Ward and Bannon, and how strong is she if nobody else gets into that race?
So, just to finish your point about Alabama, that is instructive here. And Bannon backing Ward is not enough for Ward, even though she's a very strong primary candidate, as we've talked about before. She will depress voter turnout in a general election, which is helpful to Kyrsten Sinema. So the Republicans, probably that field is not well shaped yet. If you just take that race by itself, Martha McSally is going to run. She's just getting all of her ducks lined up and having a full-fledged organization before she actually formally announces. She's a stronger candidate in the general election. She doesn't want to be attached to Bannon at all. Okay, that much we know, and nor does she want to ride a horse to vote. That
like Roy Moore, okay.
Alabama, like Roy Moore did. If you, unfortunately, throw the McCain seat into the mix, and I think we have to, and understanding we're talking about a man's life here, and I don't want to do it indelicately, because he has served long and well. Despite the fact that I disagree with him on certain policy issues, I think McSally is an interesting juxtaposition there. I think the governor leans away from appointing her, which makes it more likely for her to get into the Flake seat. If I was sitting on the ninth floor right now, I would probably be inclined to put in somebody like Kirk Adams as an appointment. He's been a faithful, loyal, conservative voice for Arizona. He served as Speaker of the House. He's well-versed in legislation, and he would continue to be a loyal guy even in Washington. So I think the McSally waiting for the McCain seat is kind of a non-starter for her. If she wants to run for Senate, she ought to just run.
Matt Salmon.
Okay.
Don't
Say
start
there.
with Matt
Okay,
Salmon.
two open seats. Just last question, real quick. 2 open seats. Yes or no? Could the Democrats take both?
No.
Or the Republicans take both?
Absolutely, I think they can.
The Dems can.
Absolutely, I
No.
think we can.
If Mark Kelly runs, the Democrats become the favorite to win both seats.
I think even if it's not Mark Kelly, we have a bench of people who could get into this race. And again, if these Republicans are running against Trump, it's going to be a tough battle for them. And with qualified Democratic candidates such as Mark Kelly or Mayor Stanton, we are in a position to win those
And
seats.
quick disclosure, you are aligned with the Stanton team. I'm going to predict a ton of money is going to be spent here in 2018.
It's a safe prediction.
This television station is going to be very
And
happy.
many others. Wow.